Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a look here at Dogecoin. Looks like we got that little pop up past that resistance level of 7.5. However, we've seen since a retracement to this lower levels here, 0.382 slash 0.5. We're going to talk about that and much more. If you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, love teaching people to trade. Really hope you can learn something here today. To take a quick look at our previous chart, it looks like the double top did not play out. That was invalidated with the push above. But we can, of course, see that Elliott Wave is kind of proving to be accurate there, where we saw that 0.382 level here retested. Okay, so again, it is nice to see that happen, but once again, it's mostly because that was a previous resistance level and there was a liquidity sweep, and we'll discuss that here in just a minute. So if you are new to the channel, again, thank you so much for watching. Quick little heads up, we do have a Twitter, Discord, and Telegram. I offer a premium group here as well for my signals. These are all trades that I take. Maker, we had a short target about 50%, audio 105, ENJ 113, comp 82%, and our most recent VRA trade yesterday from 21%. That was long in 2 hours. So cool stuff there. Didn't touch Dogecoin just because I wanted to wait to see the pullback. There's a good chance I might take a trade here now because of the simple fact of how it's retracing. It should very well balance in one of these two levels here. So we'll talk about that and much more. Also keep in mind too, though, that with Bitcoin pulling back as well, that could have a lot to do with this. Even though this coin is moderately independent of Bitcoin, it's still susceptible to those sell-offs. Okay, so you got to recognize Bitcoin comes down to 33,000, 30,000 even. We will see a correction from Dogecoin. Okay, it's not quite it's fully independent, if that makes any sense. In other words, I pay attention to the correlation, and there is definitely a bit of a correlation there. All right, so we'll go and extend out our fibs here, pull this up a little bit more, and kind of talk a little bit about what's going to happen next. And let's see here. First of all, we want to take a look at the RSI. Nice. We're coming down, getting back closer to 50, in between 70 and 50. That's always a sweet spot. MACD here is diverging, so to speak. Let's quickly double check our stochastic and kind of see. We have a potential second divergence here, so we may not be on the we may not be at our bottom yet. Okay, so just clarify, there is potential for the price to pull back a little bit further, but it is common for the price to retrace at a most recent high here. So if we see this price action here, this is a most recent high for the daily candlestick closure. It's oftentimes a good place to consider either taking profit or consider an entry when you come down to those levels. Okay, so again, that gives us more support here, that 0.5, 0.3 at two levels. Taking a look at the moving average, let's quickly note here, we're above all three. That's still very positive. The 20-day SMA is starting to work up as an ascending trend, so we'll go ahead and draw out a little trend line there, just to kind of keep an eye on that guy, see roughly what that might entail here in the future. Okay? So we'll take a look at that. All right, let's go ahead and pay attention to the 4-hour time frame. This is where we have the most telling information, in my opinion. We can see here the 200-day SMA trailing behind 100-day, or sorry, correction, the 50 is also trailing, but the 20 is coming up close to the price action. So that's giving us a little bit more support in that range, just letting us know in the last 20 days, 20 candles within the 4-hour period, we are essentially maintaining above that average. And that's a good sign to be on the right side of that. We are closer to 50 on the RSI here. I don't love this, but that can notoriously work as a support level. So until we break below that, we can assume the price should bounce from here. Okay? If the price does break and come below, there's a decent chance you may want to consider closing your position and trying to find a better entry. Okay, so if I'm going to take a position with Dogecoin here, I'm going to probably average my price down. I like to have multiple targets on the way down if I'm going to go with the long or the inverse on the way up to ensure that we hit our hit a nice little average there, and then give us a little wiggle room too, because the market right now, there's a lot of large aggressive candle wicks, and you want to be careful taking just full on positions at one price point. You want to kind of consider shifting gears and utilizing different strategies, right? So to me, DCing into your target essentially works well, even with leverage. Okay? Keep that in mind. All right, so that's kind of where we're at there on the 4-hour. We do have a MACD divergence here. This is not great. Typically a sign of reversal. So to me, the 4-hour time frame, while we have some positive confirming information here, it's not enough for me to want to take a long position, just because there's a couple of reasons why the price action might lose this area, this range. Okay. So again, it's a good, strong support range. I think that you're probably pretty safe. But once more, I don't like to go with a potential scenario. I like to go with more of a certainty. And I'm going to hesitate to wait a little bit longer just based on how Bitcoin's behaving right now. I don't like the way that Bitcoin is shaping up. And I've been kind of calling out for a while that Bitcoin's going to hit that 34, possibly 33,000 range. And if so, we're going to see a massive correction from altcoins. Speaking of correction, if you want to kind of understand generally how things work, within our Discord, I have an education section here, and I have this pinned. You got to keep in mind Bitcoin dominance is up and Bitcoin price is still fairly high. Okay? So what we should experience and should have experienced before yesterday, honestly, was altcoin pricing coming down. Since Bitcoin rallied back up to 35,000, we saw a lot of alts surge yesterday. But now today, we're seeing a pretty large sea of red, considering the simple fact that Bitcoin is minorly correcting itself. You got to keep in mind, Bitcoin's not a massive correction right now, too. It's only at 34.6. If it breaks down any lower, we could very well see a reckoning of some sort, where just say Bitcoin price goes down and the dominance stays up, then alts will dump. Okay? So just know that's a potential reality. I just need to make sure you're aware of that. And Dogecoin isn't excluded. The only coin that is excluded, of course, is Kronos, because this thing is a monster. Okay. So anyways, I covered that one as well earlier today, and I'm going to cover that one multiple times throughout the day. Anyways, just to honor the requests that I get. I get so many requests for that. Same thing with Doge too. We'll keep a closer on this too, don't get wrong. But anyways, I like to just kind of talk some sense into those who might be kind of just FOMOing in, or kind of just the moon boys, whatever the case is. Careful what you trust. I totally think this coin has tremendous potential. Don't get me wrong. There's some really good fundamentals too. But on the back end here, this isn't shaping up to be a safe place to get in my personal opinion. But again, dollar cost average, how you see fit. Last thing we want to look at is the Ichimoku cloud. And this is one thing that's also confirming here, telling us that if you have a long position open, you should have closed it within about 3 or 4 hours ago, because the lagging spans intersect with the price action. Conversion lines below the baseline telling us we have momentum to the downside now. And we also have, of course, this wonderful cloud kind of letting us know that we are traveling within the cloud. That's basically a no-buy zone. Okay, so again, the cloud being above here, if the price just say goes sideways, there's a much stronger chance the price is going to go down. Okay, so just bear in mind there's a good chance that could very well happen right now for Dogecoin. So just be very careful in how you take a trade. Again, this is too premature though. Like, this doesn't tell us that we're going to break bearish. It just tells us that if you have a long position, you should have closed it or trimmed your position by now. And what I mean by trim too, I get the question a lot, like, hey, how do I take profits? Take a percent of profit. Oftentimes when you hit your target, just say you have a target. By the way, if you're trading without targets, you're doing it wrong. Just say your target was 7.6 cents here. You would have taken, just say, somewhere in the range of 60, 70, 80% on your first target. And then as the price comes down, you adjust your stop loss to break even. In case your stop loss is hit, you still walk away profitable because you took more than 50% in your first target. Again, these are all things I teach my trading academy. Link down below again if you're curious about that. I do teach people how to basically trade more effectively. And again, if you want some trade signals with some bit of a guide there, that's also available in our premium group. Anyways, link down below. Hopefully you can check that out. If not, that's cool too. There are limited spots available. I'm going to start restricting the amount of members just so we have more one-on-one attention with our new members. All right, so again, I hope that you learned something here today, and this made sense. Again, I'll send out a playout chart on my Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. We look forward to working with you. If you want to jump on over to our Discord and interact with our community, we got some phenomenal traders over there, and I just hope you have a good rest of your day. Don't forget to like the video. Greatly appreciate you. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.